Hello, this is Kevin Anderson with FileCenter, and I am coming to you with a new update for the FileCenter Receipts software. And I am really excited to bring this to you. We've been working with this particular feature for quite some time. Probably right from the very beginning, it was something that we knew that we needed to have done, but just it didn't tackle the particular project right away. And so I'm really excited to bring this to you because I think it's going to really help you out. Now, the topic is going to be around taxes. So, in a lot of our competitors' solutions like Neat Receipts or maybe Receipt Bank or something like that, it basically comes in and it pulls in your taxes as well. So, what I want to do today is just go in and show you exactly how this process works. So, there's a few things that you're going to have to do when you're setting everything up. Now, there's going to be two areas that I'm going to actually speak on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create one particular box, and I'm going to call it Canada, just so that you guys know. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just do that right now. We're going to go ahead and create a new box. We'll call that one Canada. Okay. And so we got that all squared away. And so it's going to come up and ask us if we want to do any kind of integrations. I'm going to go ahead and just say no on this particular avenue. But I am going to come over here into settings. Just a quick reminder, if you want to go in and have it so that it's auto-analyzing, this is the spot where you're going to come in and turn that on. Each box is going to have that specifically set up. You don't have to have that turned on for every single box. You can choose which ones you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that. I also like to have my formatting a little bit differently. So we're going to come in here and say that that's going to be year first, then month, then day, and then we'll be set for there. And then the next one is going to be lists. Now you'll see, for instance, that my payee list is completely blank, and that's okay. We'll approach that when we're coming through this, but this is where I need you to recognize where there's going to be a few things that are going to be here and ready for you to set up. Now, the very first thing that I want to do is come in and talk about the field captions. So when we come in and look at field captions, you're going to see that there's actually going to be four different fields here. One that's called sales tax 2, 3, and 4. Now, in most cases, if you're in the US, you're really probably only going to use the first one, sales tax. If you're in the UK, you may come in here and you may want to come in and call this VAT instead of sales tax. And so this is where you can come in and rename the caption of what it's going to be called. Now, in this case, too, if we're talking about Canada, you'll look at this and say, hey, there's HST and GST, and then we'll probably have another one here that's called, it's PST and QST. And so we're going to go ahead and rename those particular fields, and that's where we're going to keep these ones for now, just because we're going to be talking about Canada. And then, but again, if you're UK based or US based, most likely you'll just use just the sales tax field. Now there's another field here that we're going to come in and look at the receipt fields here. So we need to come in when we're doing the auto analyze, when we're coming in to kind of push that over, that information, we got to make sure that we select the fields that we want to have appear. And so this is where we're going to be able to come in here and select the HST, GST that we just created, and then the PST, QST. And so we're going to go ahead and just select those. Now, there is one other one here that's called tax category, and I'm going to approach that and talk about that in a separate video here. But again, this is where you'd come in and turn that on. Now, I believe that that's all we need to come in and look at. We can come in also and look at the default columns, and we'll go ahead and turn those on here as well. And then I believe that should be just about it. So we went here, we saw, okay, yeah, so we're good here. We're going to go ahead and close this window now. And now everything is going to come in and appear. Okay, so when we come in, we're going to go ahead and come into the inbox here, and I'm just going to grab a receipt, and I'm just going to drag that in to the inbox here real quick. Okay, there it is. Okay, so now when we come in and we double click on that receipt, it's going to go ahead and start the auto analyze process. Now you're going to see over here on the right hand side, we've got the payee, the date, etc., just like normal. But now you'll also see the HST GST that we created and the PST QST that we created, also the amount, category, etc. Okay, so those were all things that we saw before. So once it's done analyzing, and it'll come in and populate our fields for us. Now you'll notice here, for instance, the payee is blank, and that's just because of the fact that we had no payees in our fields at all, right, in our list. We also don't have a payment account or a payment method that is there either. But you'll notice here that it's pulling up the amount. So if we saw here the amount, the total amount is $32.78. We got that pulled through just fine. We also can see that there is a GST and a PST field, so 16 cents and 20 cents, and it's pulled those through as well. So once we come in, we can go ahead and add our shopper drug mart, and so we can come in. If it's selected, we just click on Add New, and that will already put that into our field, and we just click OK, and now that's already there, and that'll be added into our payee list. Once we click OK, that will come in and bring all the rest of the information over for us. We can also come in now and create some payment accounts if we wanted to. So we can call this, debit card. I also recommend that if it's a debit card, you put in the last 4 digits of the debit card. It makes it real simple, and that way, when it does read the receipt, and if it finds those 4 digits, it'll actually come in and automatically select that for you as well. Payment method will just come in here, and we'll call that cash account here. And then we also have a category. And so we might come in here and just say that this is medical and it's prescriptions. We might put a colon after that medical here and just call it prescriptions. Okay, and we'll go ahead and click OK. Now, one thing that I might also look at doing here is, because this is a drugstore, I may want to go ahead and look at this and say, hey, every time that I have a receipt for this drugstore, I know that it's a medical and it's prescriptions. And so I can come in, right click on this and say set as a payee default, so that every time that the shopper's drug mart is selected as the receipt, it'll automatically select by category for me. So we'll go ahead and just select that here real quick. And then we click OK, and now just like that, that particular field is now all set up. Now, if depending on how you might have your columns set up, this is again where we set up in our list of default columns that we were setting up. We can come in here and look at that. If you decide that you want maybe the taxes to show up closer to the amount, one thing else that I would come in here and just show you is that we're going to come in and I'll just say that we're going to, sorry, let's come to receipts here, and we're going to come into columns. You can see that the columns are down here below, and I can come in and just go ahead and move that HST and the PST fields up towards the amount and put them in the order that I want. And then I can go ahead and apply those changes, and you'll see those changes now appear in our columns inside of the transaction window there in the middle. So with that, again, just a recap, you can come in under the lists now, and you can add the HST PSTs or a VAT, or whatever it's going to be. If you just wanted to say tax or versus sales tax, you could do that. But this is just a place where you can come in and rename those particular fields. This particular one here is just the default column one. So that's one area that you want to go into. The receipt fields is another one that you want it to do, to go in and activate which fields are coming in. And then you'll also come into our field captions, and this is where you're going to be able to rename the fields that you're looking to do. Okay. And hopefully that will help you out. If you have any questions, go ahead and make some comments down below, and we'll get some other videos out here shortly of showing you the tax category as well. And we'll also make another version that is US based and UK based. And if there's any others that you would like me to create, go ahead, reach out to me, and we'll get that taken care of. Thanks again for your time. Look forward to hearing your comments and feedback. And then also down below in the comments is going to be the link so that you can go out and grab the new build. Right now, it is currently a beta version, but I have tested it pretty thoroughly over the last couple of days, and we're looking real good. This will probably end up being a new build that will be available later on tomorrow, anyways, or today, I should say, and that will be available for you. Again, leave any comments with questions or feedback down below, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.